If you're new to vermicomposting and you're concerned about making mistakes that are gonna hurt your worms, this video is for you because we're gonna talk about carbon to nitrogen ratio, or the relationship between how much brown material or bedding, and I am referring to like shredded paper, leaves, cardboard, to how much fresh food you're adding to the bin, because that relationship between carbon material or brown material and fresh food is what determines the health of your bin. And at any given time, you want there to be at least 3 times more brown material compared to how much fresh food you're adding to the system. If you get that ratio right, the likelihood of your system experiencing some really dramatic issues is a lot lower, because that carbon to nitrogen ratio helps you balance things inside of the bin. In order for you to have a healthy vermicomposting operation, you want to be as close to the ideal ratio of 3 times more bedding or carbon material or brown material compared to how much fresh food you are adding. So if you're adding 1 portion of fresh food, you want there to be 3 portions of bedding. And think about volume more so than weight, because you want every particle of fresh food that you add to the bin to be in contact, to be surrounded by bedding material, because that's what's gonna help buffer those spikes in acidity and temperature that food scraps are gonna go through. Fresh foods are very volatile. That's a very unstable matter that is gonna go through a process of decomposition. It's gonna heat up, it's gonna spike the acidity. So you want to balance that with a material that is more stable. So when you think about bedding, you want a material that is stable, that is not going to smell when it breaks down, that it's more, that is going to support the system, that is going to provide the foundation for the microbial ecosystem to thrive inside of your vermicomposting bin. Now that you understand carbon to nitrogen ratio, the next is for you to learn about what are those key variables that determine the health and well-being of your worms. And I am referring to humidity, acidity, and temperature. So click on the next video where I go in depth into these variables and how to manage them to optimize the health of your vermicomposting operation.